Hey everybody, what is going on? This is Deadly. Welcome back to another episode of Ask Deadly. This is the weekly show every Sunday where I read your guys' questions, choose the top comments, and do my best to answer them. So let's get started. The people who complain about killing in DayZ are mentally disabled. Alright, that's a bit of an exaggeration and extreme comment, so I'm just going to get that one out of the way. And there's also somebody who says, wow, the first comment is from people that never touched DayZ in their life, and that was referring to putting your hands up and shooting a player and discussing the logic behind that. Now, number one, I think when a lot of people complain about people who KoS in DayZ, sometimes it's from new players and sometimes it's from experienced players. And DayZ is just a game of what you make it. And maybe somebody just keeps playing the game and keeps getting killed before they're able to get any cool encounters. They could be playing on the wrong server, or they need to start to learn to adjust their playstyle in order to not die so much by other players. I also feel that media is a part of the problem, from content creators and broadcasters that share their opinion that banditry shouldn't be a part of the game. I'm not going to name any names, but there are people out there that spit on, despise, belittle all of the antagonists in the game who actually want them to stop playing or feel like they're not actually following the rules. Well, I got a newsflash for some of you guys. If you go to a military base and you're not expecting to get shot at in DayZ standalone, you're playing the wrong game, my friend. You need some scavengers, you need some antagonists in the world to keep things interesting. If you think that you can walk into the Northwest Airfield tents and not catch a bullet, or if you catch a bullet, you get mad and call that person fucking wrong for playing the game incorrectly, no man, that's not a problem with anybody but you. There are PvE servers out there, there are limited RP servers that have rules against that type of gameplay. You need to start playing there because regular DayZ is simply not for you. DayZ standalone is for all types of crazy characters to be playing in one world at a time, and people need to learn to accept that. Bandits are always going to be a thing in DayZ, and yes, that includes KoS, because some people believe that banditry is only holding people up all the time, making them super easy, juicy targets. And as I'm commenting on this topic, it makes it sound so silly, because it is just a video game. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I so riled up about this? And I think the reason is just there's so many people that comment on my videos, or I see in Twitch chats, not even my own, that are super malicious and negative over the way people play this game. And that is absolutely insane. Will you start making videos on Next Day Survival? Yeah man, I actually really do enjoy that game, but here's the truth. The Escape from Tarkov closed beta testing just came out, and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds first person has come out too, as well as the long and dark single player mode. There is so many games for me to play, and I have to prioritize DayZ standalone, then Escape from Tarkov, and then Battlegrounds first person over everything else, and there's only so much time in the day. So I've told people on the chat this in the stream that when they add first person and ADS to Next Day Survival, I'll be coming back to the game and trying to make more content. I had a PvP video sort of lined up for Next Day Survival, but I don't think people are gonna really give a shit about PvP in that game until they add ADS. So I'm gonna patiently wait, man. I'm in no rush for that game. I think it's got an outstanding future ahead of it. I already posted a different question, but whatever, this one's interesting. Pick something from a game of each category to make your own dream game. Graphics, gunplay, player movement, player customization, fan base and community, dev team, network functionality. You could really go to town with this one, so have at it. Love your content, Deadly. Alright, so I'm going to talk about my dream survival game. Graphics and gunplay, Escape from Tarkov. Player movement, fan base and community, dev team, and network functionality, as of recently, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Player customization, map and terrain and topography, and overall map design, DayZ standalone. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention skyboxes too. Standalone does amazing skyboxes. Deadly, when do you think helicopters are going to be added into the game? Also, what do you think about light tanks in the game? Love your videos, great job. Well, I think helicopters are scheduled to be out sometime after beta, to my knowledge, but we really don't know. Vehicles like the helicopter are not expected to be coming in 0.63, but the developers have surprised us so much with the 0.62 content that I don't know. We just don't know. Maybe it will be out in 0.63 in the beta. We'll just have to see, man. So until we receive more information from the developers, I can't really speculate on when the helicopters are going to be coming out. As for a light armored vehicle, I definitely think there is room for one of those in the game, as long as it doesn't have a weapon. If it can be blown up and it doesn't have a really heavy cannon, like a 30mm cannon or any type of offense, I think everybody would be okay with it being like one of the best vehicles in the game. Maybe it like spawns at Tizzy and you need to build it back up while wearing like a hazmat suit and stuff. Make it extremely difficult for players to obtain, and I think everyone would be fine with it. Alright, this next comment is Escape from Tarkov related. Scavs don't have to be smart behavior. The devs are compensating by abuse, increase of accuracy. That's the problem. I agree they must be difficult to avoid many hatchling techniques, but they must be difficult with human capacities, including intelligence. Hey, I think I agree with you there in some ways. I don't think they're abusing anything. I think they're just trying to find a good way of handling scavs, and the game is still in development, so it's definitely not perfect. I like the scavs difficulty right now, but I agree. They shouldn't have ESP. They shouldn't be able to lock on with you with a Makarov from hundreds of meters away when you're in the trees and the bushes and you're sneaking around the map. You just can't be sneaky right now in Escape from Tarkov. It's not possible because the scavs are way too intelligent and they're like robots. So we have a running joke in the actual chat on Twitch that we're just fighting T-1000s. It's like the apocalypse, all the scavs are fucking robots, and we're trying to fucking kill them. And I think going into a raid knowing that the scavs are better than you at shooting, they always know where you are, you're always probably going to get headshotted immediately when you engage in a firefight, is going to help you change your strategy when you fight them. I am more afraid of the scavengers than I am the other players. In fact, other players, once you start killing scavways, are a breeze. They're not hard to kill at all because they're predictable. The scavs are not, unfortunately. They are just ESP aimbot robots that know your location almost at all times, and you just need to keep that in mind. And the moment you start to know that your enemy knows every single step of the way, you're going to start to use cover a lot more intelligently, and you're going to start wasting their ammunition so you can start to kill them whenever they run out. So just adapt your strategy until the developers decide to fix them. But we don't want a World of Warcraft situation with Escape from Tarkov. The game needs to remain as difficult as it is now, but with realistic scav mechanics. So however they make that happen, maybe they increase the number of scavs or somehow, I don't know, make it a little bit more believable, allow people to actually play covert and sneak up and kill scavs silently, maybe even with melee weapons if they're not looking in your direction, that would be fantastic. But the scavs still need to be feared, and if they can find a way to capture that while making the community happy, then that would be great. Deadly, you can't please them all, but your content pleases me. Yo, Jonas Barry, and all you guys who watch these videos and all of my content, thank you for watching and leaving your positivity. Sometimes it's just human behavior that you latch on to some of those negative comments, and they stick with you. And in my most recent video, I noticed that I was justifying my kills far too much. I was like explaining the thought process to the heroes, like I was trying to please somebody or I was ashamed of being a bandit. But I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't have to do that, because people who actually play the game and play standalone know exactly why I made that decision when I did. And sometimes I make the wrong decision, but that's just part of the game, and that's what makes the game interesting. So don't you worry, my man. I read all your positive comments as much as I can to try to drown out the very few negative ones. Dude, I took hours to fill out an application and I got banned for stream sniping. I was in your channel for less than 20 seconds just to tell you that you killed a friendly on accident. It was a mistake ban, but now I'm a permanent ban and I did a ban appeal, but I'm not getting accepted back in the Dug anytime soon for a stupid mistake I made. Just a big tip, don't be in Dug on your stream at the same time. That is one of the rules on the server, my friend, and unfortunately that is just the way it goes. That's why I've been communicating more and more on what servers I play on to get people to avoid getting caught like that. And what's crazy is I don't report people for stream sniping. the admins are in my chat and they have a very effective way of catching people, and they're ruthless, man. I got it. The all-seeing eye Quantum doesn't fuck around, and he doesn't give anybody a break. So even if you're in my stream for like a minute and close it just to learn my location, that is still metagaming and against the server rules. You're not going to be banned from Daisy Standalone for stream sniping, but you will be banned from Doug, and it's definitely not whitelist material. Deadly, you should make your own video game. Kinda serious, but I know how much time it would take and the challenges that come with it. I feel like someone with your experience could make something really cool. Yo man, I think about that all the time. I think it was one of the reasons why I wanted to go to university, but it's also one of the reasons why I dropped out of university. It was extremely challenging and I was busy building a business, so I can't really build a business and be a full-time student. It's been done before, but I couldn't handle it. But yeah, I went into university to learn how to build games, and now I'm a streamer playing games, and I'm loving it. I would always like to try to build a video game and learn more about it. I don't have to be a developer, but I could be a designer, and that's something I have thought about, but I enjoy being a streamer, man, and making YouTube videos. So hey, if the opportunity ever presented itself in the future to actually be a game designer, that would be fantastic. I would be totally down for that, and it would be something that I'd be interested in. The only issue is the survival early access bullshit genre is a little too overcrowded right now, so I think now would be a bad time to focus on that. I think in the future, maybe if there's a opportunity with some of the local gaming companies here on the island, they're looking for something new, maybe a new perspective or a new challenge, I would love to work with them as a consultant to maybe help them out and give my experience with Daisy Standalone to see if I can push them in the right direction to create a really cool and compelling game. Well guys, that is going to be all for this week's episode of Ask Deadly. Be sure to leave your questions in the comment section below to get a chance to get those read on the video next Sunday. And check out the daily live streams every single morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and Sundays at noon.